I believe a leaf of grass is no less than the journey work of the stars. So wrote the American poet Walt Whitman. When the natural world and the realm of the senses conspire, our sense of wonder soars. This magical orb, this earth, this wonder of wonders, holds within its embrace some special places, pinpoints on the planet where nature reveals its true majesty. Nowhere on earth is its history and the story of life better revealed than within the Grand Canyon. Ranging in depth from a few hundred feet to more than a mile, and in width from 1 to 20 miles, this abyss in the highlands of northwestern Arizona is like an artist's mold for an upside-down mountain. Indeed, Kaibab, a Native American name for the canyon, means mountain lying down. The Grand Canyon is actually an array of many connected canyons encompassing more than 1,000 square miles. Because much of it is so remote, the canyon contains territory that is still unexplored. A walk along a canyon trail can begin in winter snow at the rim, pass springtime flowers along the way, and end in the heat of desert summer at the bottom of the canyon. But a walk into the canyon is much more than a quick trip through the seasons. It can open one's mind to the timescale of a changing planet and to the story of life over hundreds of millions of years. In 1963, author Colin Fletcher became the first person ever to walk the length of the Grand Canyon, some 277 miles as measured by the winding Colorado. But the miles alone do not begin to express the distance he would ultimately travel on his journey back through time.
I remember now that just for a moment I glimpsed the centuries reaching back and down into the canyon and into the past, back and down into the corridor of time that stretches away behind us. And I saw that if I went down into the canyon, deep into that silence and that space and the solitude, that I just might be able to move, in a sense, down and through the apparently impenetrable face of time.
These rocks at the floor of the canyon are about 2 billion years old. Time deposited other strata upon this foundation. Age after age during the last 200 million years, life emerged from the primordial seas. Plants began to flower and seed and cover the land. The Earth became a green planet. Slowly, the Colorado Plateau began to rise. Separate streams that flowed across the plateau joined forces and formed the mighty Colorado River. This great sculptor then cut and chiseled the canyon. The uplift and the river's rapid force, along with other erosive factors, eventually exposed a wonder of the world, the Grand Canyon, a chasm that enables us to see half the Earth's history. This sanctuary is the work of the river. So is this cavern. Tens of thousands of people could stand inside and still be dwarfed by its immensity. The mighty Colorado River continues to carve its masterpiece. Colorado that created the Grand Canyon was a far different river than the one that flows through the canyon today. The river was red with mud when Father Francisco Garces, a Jesuit priest, named it Colorado in 1776. Today, the river is no longer Colorado or reddish. It is clear. The mud, rocks, and debris that it carried from the Rocky Mountains all the way to Mexico during the wild days of its early career now collect within Lake Powell. This artificial reservoir was formed by the Glen Canyon Dam, which tamed the Colorado. When Major John Wesley Powell made his historic rafting trip through the canyon in 1869, the river flowed at an average rate of 30,000 cubic feet of water per second. Since 1964, when the dam began to turn the river's force into hydroelectric power, the flow has slowed to 1/10 of that, forever changing the ecology of the Grand Canyon. Humans have lived here for thousands of years. Today, the canyon is home to the Hualapai and Havasupai Indians. A millennium ago, the canyon sheltered the Anasazi people. Their descendants are the Hopi, and the canyon remains their spiritual touchstone. In 1540, the Spanish explorer Coronado was searching for the fabled golden cities of Cibola. Hearing of a large river, he sent a band of men to look for it, under the command of Captain Garcia Lopez de Cardenas. Hopi guides led the Spaniards to the south rim of the canyon, but then withheld their secret, how to reach the river below. Lacking water, the captain had to abandon the expedition. One sacred site the Hopis did not want the Europeans to find was the Sipapu, the place from which, according to their creation story, human beings first emerged onto the Earth's surface. Today, Hopi still make an annual pilgrimage into the Grand Canyon.
This Grand Canyon is very sacred to us because the Hopi people and our kind of people all come out from here. Because we have Sipapu here. This is where we come to pray. We gather salt, colors for paint, herbs and evergreens for use in our ceremonies.
For the Hopi, the Sipapu, their womb within the earth, is a constant reminder of the common origin of people everywhere. For others who come here, the Grand Canyon itself is a kind of Sipapu. This great canyon puts human life into perspective. It is but an instant within the immensity of time.